Marketplace Morning Report is coming up next, and then in 10 minutes at 9 o'clock, it's the BBC NewsHour on WNYC. Let's check in with London to see what they're working on. London, good morning.
Good morning, WNYC. I'm Razia Iqbal. On today's NewsHour, President Biden makes a whistle-stop tour to London before the vital NATO summit in Lithuania on Tuesday, where Ukraine will dominate. And at least 28 people are known to have died in northern India as heavy rain continues, causing widespread landslides and flooding. BBC NewsHour coming up at 9 on WNYC.
75 with sunshine out there right now. 50-50 chance of morning and midday rain and thunderstorms. We could see some of it being heavy rainfall, cloudy and then turning mostly sunny, and 83. Right now we have a mix of sun and a lot of clouds out there. It's 75 at 8:51.
Support for WNYC comes from the Omega Institute in Rhinebeck, New York, offering rest and rejuvenation retreats with daily classes in yoga, tai chi, meditation, the arts, and more, June through October. More information at eomega.org/rest.
What do you think about a lot and need to talk about more?
I just have this big secret that I can't tell anybody.
Death, Sex, and Money is an interview podcast featuring unusually personal conversations.
For the first time in my life, I do not need a man to be whole. And that's what our life is supposed to be about. And man, it takes work. It doesn't just happen.
I'm Anna Sale. Find Death, Sex, and Money wherever you get your podcasts.
Students who turned the video game they developed into economic development for a community.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Indeed, a streamlined hiring solution. Indeed helps businesses attract, interview, and hire candidates. Learn more at Indeed.com/hire. And by Charles Schwab. The people at Schwab are passionate about helping investors. Learn more at Schwab.com/whyschwab.
I'm David Brancaccio. First, UPS and its union, the Teamsters, last week ended negotiations with no deal. The union's contract expires July 31st, at which time 350,000 UPS workers are free to go on strike, Marketplace's Kristen Schwab reports.
The last time UPS workers went on strike was 1997. It lasted 15 days and cost $850 million. Jason Miller is a professor of supply chain management at Michigan State.
Pure chaos was the best it can be described. And we didn't have this incredible amount of e-commerce packages.
Back then, Amazon mostly sold books, and Target and Walmart didn't offer online shopping. UPS delivers about a third of the country's parcels. Miller says other carriers won't be able to absorb all the volume. And nearly half of UPS's deliveries is business-to-business shipments.
Wholesalers of professional and commercial equipment, so like computers, smartphones, and things like that.
It means production of some goods could slow. There is a silver lining. Willie Shih is a professor of management at Harvard.
If this has to happen, this is probably as good a time as any.
Americans haven't been buying as much stuff, and summer is a low shipping season. But she says it'll still be very disruptive. I'm Kristen Schwab for Marketplace.
Markets, Dow futures are up 29 points, 0.1%. NASDAQ futures are down 10 points, less than 0.1%. S&P futures are just sitting there.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Odoo, focused on providing all-in-one open-source business management software with fully integrated applications for every business need. More at odoo.com. And by C3 AI. C3 Generative AI provides ChatGPT enterprise search that is verifiable, secure, and accurate across all enterprise data. C3.ai. This is Enterprise AI.
Video games are bigger than movies and music combined. What can the games and the vast industry that surrounds them tell us about economics, business, careers, equity? We have a project at Marketplace called Skin in the Game. Here, online and streamable video, a full immersion virtual adventure meeting people working to crack into the industry itself. Today, what if the energy of the streets deemed illegal became a sport? The rear ends of cars drift with the front tires locked hard right or left. You can almost smell the rubber burning as the crowd cheers and dances. It's a video game that draws from what's called sideshow culture, drivers showing off moves, a tradition with roots in Oakland, California.
What if sideshows were not demonized?
Trevor Cardoza was part of a student team that created a video game drawing from these sideshows as part of Gameheads, a mentoring program in Oakland that teaches game development to high school kids and young adults. They call their game High-Sidin', but in this virtual version, the cars doing donuts are not drifting in crosswalks designed for pedestrians. The game action plays out in a ring with barriers to keep the virtual crowd safe. In real life, these daredevil displays have killed people, and politicians have tried to crack down. The student game developers wondered what it might be like if these car stunts were safer and formalized into a sport.
But if they were not shown in such a bad light, they were originally meant to be car shows, essentially, and just hyphy movements. But now it seems like it's a response to gentrification and the change of culture.
You heard the other word there, hyphy, H-Y-P-H-Y. It's a word out of Oakland meaning energetic, hyped up, hyphy. It's a music style and a dance style. So the Gamehead students came up with the car game and a separate dance game.
I worked on interpreting the mechanics behind the things that they were creating and trying to find ways that their passion for a culture can be communicated visually.
Anaya Crouch worked on the High-Sidin' project. Crouch is from Southern California and didn't grow up in contact with sideshow cars or hyphy dances, so she did her field work.
Doing research and then kind of like picking apart things and kind of putting things back together in a way that is more genuine to their experience.
There's a creative tension here, thinking about what the rules of these activities would be if it became a formal sport that offered prizes and attracted sponsors, but
we didn't want to put weird generalizations and weird, strict rules on it because, in the sense, sideshows are meant to be freestyle. That's the whole point of hyphy movement.
Editions of High-Sidin' and High-Sidin' Hyphy Edition are available for PCs, and the dance one is available on mobile. Tech giant Google heard about these games and granted the developers $65,000 to be shared with this group and students who did another title called Camino that explored the Cuban slave trade. The founder of Gameheads, Damon Packwood, was blown away by how the students used a lot of that money.
So what they did is they went out into the black community and found talent. They found sound designers. They found people that could do music. They found videographers. And so they were actually investing money back into the black community. I was amazed when I saw it. I didn't tell them to do this.
Trevor went on from Gameheads, graduated from college, and got a job gamifying advanced medical devices. But this spring, a plot twist, with Silicon Valley startups shaken by the skidding stock market and bank failures, Trevor got laid off. It's a pattern Gamehead's mentors have experienced themselves. Paul Rubicki is a game design pro who adds resilience to his teaching.
We talk about, sort of that ebb and flow, but okay, that project fell apart. How do you go about sort of pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and continue when that's really, really hard?
Trevor's now buffing up his resume as he looks for something else. Fellow Gameheads alum Anaya is focused on animation, and with her UC Berkeley degree now in hand, she's lining up graduate study. All these tech jobs in Silicon Valley, yet many young people growing up in that same region don't feel welcome. I'll explore how that Gameheads program addresses the issue with a curriculum that welcomes, as they put it, anything cool. Explore how they do it by checking out our Skin in the Game video. The first one is a click away on YouTube now. Marketplace APM is the way. And for future reporting here, I'm interested in your personal story about learning about money, business, economics from video games. You can email me at morningreport@marketplace.org with those stories. I'm David Brancaccio with the Morning Report from APM, American Public Media.